What's up guys, Specstar here today with my team builder for week 4 of ODL. I'm going up against Chainsaw and his team, the Aegis Slash. Now, he's got a team consisting of Darkrai, Tapu Koko, Nidoqueen, Slowking, Cloyster, Incineroar, Leavanny, Mega Scizor, Salamence, Hawlucha, Rhyperior, and Garbodor. Now, first thing you're going to notice is that his team is pretty threatening. He's got quite a few threats. Darkrai, Tapu Koko, Salamence, Hawlucha. And at first when I saw those, I'm like, this might be a little bit tricky of a matchup. But then I started to look at it closer and compare it to my team. And I noticed that I've got basically hard counters to all of his biggest threats. For example, he's got Salamence, and I've got Mega Slowbro, Hawlucha, same thing, Mega Slowbro, Darkrai, I've got Nihilego and Alolan Muck, Nidoqueen, I've got Mew. So, these things are pretty damn threatening, but not nearly as much to my team as other teams. Now, the first Pokemon I'm bringing here is Genesect, and I've got a Scarf Genesect here, which has just a phenomenal matchup against his team here. I've got U-Turn, Iron Head, Ice Beam, and Flamethrower. Now you're going to notice a little bit of a trend on this team, and that's that Fire and Ice coverage. I've got that on quite a few Pokemon actually, and it's really nice against his team. I believe I actually have Fire coverage on 5 of my Mons here. So, if he doesn't bring Scizor's going to be in for a long night. And I've got the speed on this for Nidoqueen. And U-Turn, of course, is Darkrai and quite a few other things. It's just always nice to have on Scarf Genesect. I'm running Rash to have that special power with the Fire Ice coverage, which is just phenomenal against them. Iron Head actually isn't really that important, it's kind of just a filler move. I really didn't need a 4th move on this Mon, the first 3 pretty much covered it. The one niche that Iron Head has is if he creeps Tornadus with his Koko and then uses the bulk he has to make its special defense higher than its defense, then Iron Head can hit that pretty hard in that specific scenario, but aside from that, there's not really going to be much use for it. We're just going to be focusing on the first 3 moves. So the next one I've got here is my Mega Slowbro, and that's going to be my answer to Salamence and Hawlucha. And it's got the same coverage, the Ice Beam, the Flamethrower, which pretty much hits everything except for Slowking, which I would love to Toxic. Getting off a Toxic on Slowking is really big for this team. It makes things a lot easier. And I think a lot of this set's pretty self-explanatory. This Pokemon does a pretty damn good job against this team. And our next Pokemon here is Mew. And Mew's going to be my answer to Nidoqueen. I'm especially defensive with speed for Nidoqueen and Mega Scizor. And of course, with the special defensive bulk, I should be able to take anything Nidoqueen can take easily, and I can defog any hazards it gets up. It was important for me to have Fire Blast and be faster than Mega Scizor with this, just to make sure that thing cannot be annoying to my Mew ever. Ice Beam, just to make sure that if Salamence starts dancing up, I can bop it. And of course, the coverage is just great against the rest of his team. So the next Pokemon I've got here is my Nihilego, and I'm running an Assault Vest set, and that's going to be my answer to Darkrai and a special variant to Koko. I would think in this matchup it would be probably a physical Koko, just because he probably doesn't want this thing to hard wall it, and it really just makes a lot of sense for Assault Vest Nihilego to come, and surely he has to see that too. Acid sprays on this just to make sure that nothing like Slowking comes in for free and tries to wall it. It basically just puts anything in range of this thing being able to deal with them. Grass Knot, of course, for the Rhyperior. Hidden Power Fire in case I can see a Scizor coming in. And Sludge Wave just is a good move to hit his whole team, really. And the next Pokemon oh, I should mention the EVs, right? I've got a speed for, what was it again? I've got the speed for Salamence on this, and then I've EV'd myself to get a speed boost because while a boost isn't huge in this game, I think a speed boost is better than a special attack boost for the late game because it's nice to become faster than some of his faster Pokemon. Makes it easier to kind of get some KOs with this at the end when Scizor's been dealt with and all that fun stuff. Now, the next Pokemon I'm going to bring is Mudsdale. His father was a Mudder, his mother was a Mudder, and we've got here the physically defensive Mudsdale, and this is going to be Mudsdale's debut game. I just thought it had a great matchup. It shuts down a physical Koko. It shuts down an Incineroar. It can roar away a Scizor or a Salamence and take any hits from them. And of course, it's an answer to both Garbodor and Rhyperior. I've got the Roar, of course, to phase out a Scizor if its Sword stances. Rocks are just really nice in this matchup. Toxic because I really do want to get a Toxic off on that Slowking, which is one of his better answers to this thing. And the Earthquake just pretty much hits really everything except for Mence and Lucha, which just get roared away on this. So the next Pokemon I've got here is the Exeggutor, and just like Mudsdale, it's going to be Exeggutor's debut game for this team. Bringing both of my tier 5s that haven't played yet, and this is a little bit of a heat set here actually. This is not the conventional Exeggutor. And I'm running a Lumberry Harvest variant with Rest and Substitute. And I'm Brave Nature with Dragon Hammer and Flamethrower. Obviously, you guys know what Flamethrower is for. I initially had Dragon Pulse on this set, but seeing as this thing's gonna be probably my answer to Slowking, I really wanted the move that could hit Slowking better. Now, you're probably wondering what the function of this set is, so I'll be glad to explain. I was a little bit worried because with my first 5 Pokemon, I was weak to the Slowking, which I think he would have to bring, which would be Psyshock, Slack Off, Ice Beam, or not Ice Beam, Flamethrower. Hopefully it's not Ice Beam because then it beats this thing, but I think it'd be Psyshock, Slack Off, Flamethrower, and Toxic. Just based on the matchup, he doesn't really have much of a reason to put Ice Beam on it, so Exeggutor comes in on that. Then I can sub up, and he has a hard time switching in on this. He doesn't know that it is a hard time touching his Cloyster, so I don't think that would ever be his initial switch in on it. Lumberry, of course, is just to make sure that I can deal with his Toxics, just completely sponge those, get up my sub. Rest is going to keep me nice and healed while I'm harvesting those Lumberries. And this thing can be sneakily annoying for him to deal with. I think in this set, as spicy as it is, has some real potential in this matchup. And out of all the Pokemon I'm bringing, this is definitely what I'm most excited to see in action. So, if you guys are seeing this, then the battle video should be up not long from now. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have yourselves a good night.